Today, Radio Democracy, they ask the APC and SLPP party them how they're ready for tap hate speech and maintain the country peace before, during, and after the June 24 elections. As Olmano say, the political parties them are the key players them whenever the country they go into elections. We will only get different people and will host and talk on different issues we get to do with maintaining the country in peace, especially now when our elections period. Well, today we get the political party them, and we just want to follow and also now Osiwa supports Radio Democracy for bringing this edition of the program to now as we look at the issue we get to do with maintaining the country peace. Now the studio we get two gentlemen them from the Sierra Leone People's Party. We get Leema, National Publicity Secretary. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mabel, and thank you for having me.
And also we will introduce earlier Tunis from the All People's Congress, APC Party, in Sefna, the National Publicity Secretary. Good morning again and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much again. Good morning.
Well, the one way they follow the elections calendar, no say neck bidon pull what na do for say June 24, 90 country they go into elections, and the campaign period not start yet, but different political parties them don't they get then small activities them where they lead to the main events we get for do with the June 24 elections, as the campaign period according to NEC calendar get for be the 23rd of May to 22nd June 2023. But ahead of them in campaign period, and they like I say political parties and they get activities them, but still one for can discuss waiting the main political party that win at the APC and the SLPP waiting and plan for do for ensure say they avoid hate speech and maintain the country in peace. So because of that, I start with you, Lawrence Leema, as we start the discussion. Let me just know for us how you from the Sierra Leone People's Party could describe the atmosphere in terms of peace currently as we lead to the June 24 elections.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, Sierra Leone, even the slogan of Sierra Leone, or we could have armed, believes in the unity, freedom, and justice. And we as a party also frame we slogan in unity, we now one country, one people. And so we believe, say, when we say one country, one people, we diverse in terms of our background and in terms of we approach in politics, diversity day. But believing in the fact, say, we are one people in one country, we see how much we're able to manage then different systems they will get, and believe, say, each and every individual Sierra Leonean get an equity stake in the effective running of this country. And the same view where we also incorporate people in the party. So we as a party believe, say, peace or creating that peaceful environment, now the best way than the way we're able to make as a country, we're able to achieve development. Whether you're in opposition or in government, you get an equity stake for the part of Sierra Leone, that is the inclusivity, and at the same time also make yourself available for listening to concerns of the people them, and which kind of strategic leadership we will also go provide for able for manage some of the things then we go derail the progress of this country. And we're not strange to that. We don't able for manage a lot of difficult times them. We as a party we don't face in opposition, and in government as well we don't face that as well. We don't get a lot of challenges for distractory. But we're not able to manage that effectively. We're not able to roll out much of the things then where we put our manifesto. We believe, say, the hallmark of all of this now tolerance, and also able to see, say, we're different in we background, we're different in we thinking, we're different in we way of doing things. But when you provide our leadership and believe, say, in we differences, we still connect in so many ways. We not get to, although we may be different with languages and with cultural approaches, but whatever happens, we believe, say, Sierra Leone, we're so intertwined, we're so interconnected, so that now that are the things, and now some of the things and the way they inform some of the way how we're able to manage yourself or move as a country, especially the way we don't experience 11 years brutal civil war in this country. We don't go through pandemic. We also do go through global crisis. So we get a responsibility, whether in opposition or in government, for make we able for tolerate each other, we exercise and see how best we manage ourselves and work for the good of Sierra Leone, where we all get an equity stake in the effective functioning of this country.
Leema, as you rightly say, una the SLPP, una dey in governance, and una get the responsibility for ensure say una provide leadership so that Sierra Leoneans them or whatever stakeholder in elections go get the enabling environment for exercise their civic duty them when for comot the day for the elections and go vote. By doing so, the environment need for be peaceful, government need for work with relevant stakeholder them for get a free, fair and peaceful elections. From una own side, wetin una don't do as a government for ensure say some of them things that happen, everybody free for travel all over the country, campaign for make sure say they sell them political party ideas then.
As a government or as a party?
As a party in governance.
Okay. First of all, we make sure say the institutions then get the free hands for do their work, and we not monopolize the functioning of institutions, because those institutions are created by statutes, and therefore the statutes now in they determine how the institutions then they work. So as a government or as a party in governance, we they make sure say we give that support to the government for make them able to get the free hands for make sure say every Sierra Leonean or every stakeholder in the elections work according to the way it will benefit all other Sierra Leoneans who will take part in the process.
I ask you that question there because quite recently, people see a video will go viral who say they now running mate for the main opposition party, when at the APC party, but they go na Kailahun upon an invitation for go open a mosque, then block them na the road, say for enter na the Kailahun town, and alleged instruction become out from the SLPP sitting member of parliament at that particular area there.
Well, Khadija, you say alleged. Me not go subscribe to that. And besides, I may not even verify that kind of information. But I've vividly followed the program. I see that video. I've been even given an opportunity for talk on the program. So people can create stories. But at the end of the day, how it concludes is what you have to look at. Sometimes, Namika, you say, we're different in our background, we're different in our approach. The way we may understand things, somebody at that local level not able to understand them. But where some level of understanding is injected in the minds or in the thinking, you go see, say, whatever before don't be a conflicting issue will be resolved. So whether that happen in any case, we are not going to really allude to. The end state's not in very matter, because at the end of the day, he was given the opportunity for talk and for also giving your message to that community.
So you been there at that event, eh?
No, I see I'm not the video.
All right, continue for the between at the studio, Lahai Lawrence Leema from the Sierra Leone People's Party. Today we tell you say, now the program we go for talk to the APC and the SLPP, and they ask the question how they're ready for tap hate speech and maintain the country peace.
All right, we continue with the program. Good morning, Salon. We come now to the National Publicity Secretary for the All People's Congress Party, where na CDI Tunis. Mr. Tunis, you don't listen to the Publicity Secretary for the ruling SLPP party. You don't talk waiting at some of the things them, especially when them party they in governance, waiting and waiting they don't do. They talk about how then they provide leadership for ensure say come June 24, 2023, all Sierra Leoneans go out and exercise their civic duty them for votes na an enabling environment. Una self as main opposition party get responsibility for ensure say una support the government for provide this kind of leadership. From una own party end, what una don't do for talk to una supporter them, especially in the area of hate speech.
Thank you very much, Khadija. Make a premise the intervention this morning for recommit we serve to peace and national cohesion. Well, I say we serve for recommit party to peace and national cohesion. And for assure the people of this country, say how we don't comport we serve the past 4.5 years, or even from the time we were in a governance, in a very peaceful and law-abiding manner, we go continue that way the before, during, and after the elections. However, make I also assure and say, as a party, we go continue for also ensure that are their rights upheld, and they're able to fully participate in the democratic process without fear and without intimidation of any sort. Having said that, we don't always say the only reason why this country don't enjoy peace these past 4.5 years now because the leadership of the party don't ensure say we membership and we supporters then remain disciplined and law abiding. And where things want to get out of control, or where people they raise concerns as to certain events or issues we get for do with we party or any member and we party, we always don't intervene and ensure say peace and quiet maintain. We don't exercise that one day many times, even where we don't there as a disadvantage, even where the security of we membership don't come under threat repeatedly, even where we party don't become, they don't there under harassment repeatedly, and even where we see say every institution we created for ensure say every citizen that is right, that this country enjoy their rights and freedoms as provided for by the constitution of this country, we see in some cases we not so much enjoy their rights and we don't still able for ensure say we membership remain calm, remain peaceful, because we believe say for let this country develop, for let we able for even see semblance of good governance and democracy, we get for first ensure say we all able to enjoy peace and quiet. I listen very carefully to the submission of the deputy minister Naya. Now in charge of security, internal security. And a very much interesting some of the things the way they say. You see, I always they say we as public servants, especially we then young one they are so, where we can a public, we get to be sincere as to what they say to the people of this country. We don't there. The APC don't go through a lot. And a lot of the things that we don't go through, we know, say, then heavily levied on we by the government. The removal of we MPs, I always they say this, that being one way go against every practice of democracy in this country, but we hold we safe, we hold we peace. The way how we MPs that don't be beaten at parliament repeatedly, we hold we peace. The way how they don't brand we as terrorists, we hold we peace. Even up to this point, the utterances where then they make, we get the tendency for create tension and mayhem in this country, we still don't hold we peace, because we get only one focus, and that focus is give the people the opportunity for make their choice. Go to the polls, elect their leaders freely, fairly, in a democratic manner, and set this country back on the trajectory of growth and prosperity. That now we on focus. And I reassure the public again that we as APC will go remain committed to that. We will remain committed to peace and quiet. We will remain committed to national cohesion.
We come back to Leema from the Salon People's Party. We still there on the area of hate speech and safe as the elections tension they build up. Several activity them don't they go on now, especially from the SLPP party outside, and they conduct different activity them, commissioning of development projects then they do, and several other things them. The recent one where I go draw your attention to na the visit of His Excellency the President na Kailahun with in WEF the First Lady. Outside a video being go out, outside the First Lady be the make submission to the people of Kailahun. Outside talk about different things that we get for do with the APC party. One pandi thing the way he talk na how according to an tribalistic the APC party be, and if they ask people that are party, for even allow them for establish or open a party office in that particular area day?
Well, me not actually read that yet, but I'll just respond to some few things. We come here basically and not decide for recount so many way don't happen because in the process of reconciliation and healing, you don't have to touch again on things and we probably not go able to make progress even in the discourse. But if somebody reference them, then of course you don't lift the veil for let one discuss them thoroughly. In terms of making reference to me say sincerity or whatever, me and one person we're very sincere with what you had to do to start with. And I know say I have a duty, a constitutional duty for make sure say the peace and security of this country is maintained in me only to way we are able to provide that. Now that make in instances where we see an indication of insecurity moves with any group in this country to take, I have the duty first to act proactively for make sure say it not even happen in the first place. Because when it not happen, you don't prevent the damage let it not even occur. And their stance based on the background for able to take for prevent that not to happen. And that is one way where you show commitment and loyalty to your duty. Because before I take up office as deputy minister to start with, I went to parliament, I was screened, I was questioned, and at the end of the day, I took an oath in the presence of the president for make sure say I will serve the people of this country. And there has been no time I don't ever deviate from that. Now let's come back to reference system. There has been times in this country where the All People's Congress don't come up with press release out for ask the membership out on a demonstration in which the Secretary General said, let them come out and await further instructions. If you get security background, when somebody call a crowd out, and also with a caveat that then for await further instructions, then they get security undertone. And you get for make sure say, what me learn in my background as a security person. If you think people are using people as shield, what do you do first? You issue out warning. Because that warning serves as your justification so that they're not going to say we are innocent of what is going on. So we issue, like that press release, I did a counter post to it for one, say let we be civil and let we conduct ourselves in the best manner way, at least you go able to adhere to the laws. See the way see done here. It's on record we say then go evoke level 3. In estimations, probably then in a group or in a meeting where people make references to that, you not go understand the context. You sit on the radio and say then go evoke level 3. Understanding the background and the connotation of those, you get to come out and also admonish and true to in word or to the statement, we see on August 10 what happens. So these people have not been just making threats. They have not been they're not just done to make statements, but true to their words and their actions, it don't come into fruition. But because we committed and loyal to the peace and progress of this country, we don't take steps for correct the one and day. Sometimes it don't become very tough to the extent that people don't lost their life innocently, including security forces. And severally, they don't attempt for even create problem where we topple this government, where you topple a government, first of all, not so just that government you put under hardship, but the country in progress, they go under tremendous hardship, and even the entire people, even including on a party where probably not even believing, some of the membership they will not believe in that self, you put them under difficult times, you put them under hardship. We all see that just 9 months where they pull President Kabana at power in this country. How much life loss, how much property loss, how much backwardness it brings to this country. And in 3 occasions, we don't experience that kind of moves.
Solima.
By what happened in Pademba Road, by what happened in Tombo, by what happened on August 10. These are all moves to undermine the security of this government and this country. And as a key security stakeholder, I'm not just loyal to my party or government, but I'm loyal to this country because I know what it means when you undermine the peace and stability of a country.
Solima,
and out of selfishness, people are doing this. And so when you take them steps, then people want to make you a subject of hate. If I am going to be made a subject of hate because of the peace of so many Sierra Leoneans, it is in my bloodline. I am not the first person in my bloodline. My parents, grandparents have done the same for liberate and organize where to get to the way called Sierra Leone. So if that is in my bloodline, I have no regret in doing it. I'm very genuine and I'm very sincere to to the peace and security of this country.
So that being said, Leema, back to the issue of the states, part of the statements where the First Lady make na Kailahun. You say you're not aware of him, you know see that.
You don't see him yet.
You not see him yet. So as a national publicity secretary of the Sierra Leone People's Party, how na the fact check the people and where they talk on behalf of on a party then at events and where you the national publicity secretary say you're not even aware or don't see that particular statement the way the First Lady make na Kailahun?
Well,
as recent as this past weekend.
Anyway, in terms of talking about fact check, we did plan for go first on the NEC meeting in Gambia and try to get the publicity team properly structured, and then we decide for come up with messaging even when we are going to the public. But these are individual events where, of course, privileges and opportunities will be given to senior party stakeholders for talk, and of course within the political times. I not see the message on to talk about yet. But probably if for any reason the First Lady must have made that type of statement, maybe it be the try for say I'm in context to waiting the APC leadership or flag bearer been done the talk say. If you know they speak Bua BCA, you know to Boake or Joe, which is on record, which is there on social media, we all don't see. Probably she was responding to that message in the form of political context for put that out. That is not an hate speech. I will not call that a hate speech because that is a fact out there. And the reason why I refuse to comment on them because I don't know the manner in which he talk the context in which he talk
It talk in a way that from the video where they go viral, where you say you know see it. People in a Kailahun for allow the APC party for go establish themselves. They neither open a party office because according to them, the APC party not good for this country.
Well, okay, the only side where I will capture on that side where you go talk say the people not for allow, but even though I not see them, I'm still constrained to really talk about it. But I not go also left them unaddressed. Maybe in the area where you say you, according to you, is say people not for allow APC. That's one, of course, and I'm very certain. Maybe not say I'm consciously, but if at all they say I'm. But of course, the First Lady very much aware say the freedom of movement and association of every individual Sierra Leoneans, of course, is guaranteed by the constitution and laws of this country. If you even say I'm probably not out of political rhetorics, but of course that no individual not go say it go stop anybody for going inside we go.
So going into an election, Leema, especially elections like the June 24th election, we all only see how the tension, the build up and all. From a stakeholder like the First Lady, where for anything say I will consider as in a policy statement, you think say them words then they coming from appropriate at this point in time?
No, not everything. The First Lady. The First Lady is not that position is not constitutionally framed in this country. So that statement cannot be considered a policy statement, not to a statutory office where you go say whatever I say in my policy. No, I will not say that.
So people not taking statement them serious.
That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. By the word say policy, no. That office is not statutorily established. It's an extension of the presidency, though, and a privilege where they enjoy because in husband, now the president of the republic. But for consider in statement for be a policy, no, I will not say it's a policy
but
statement.
People don't they even suggest or say the way that they see now they come out now different activity them they talk on behalf of una party the SLPP. A lot of people don't they make allegations say Italic now they lead the SLPP campaign or they talk on behalf of the SLPP.
Women get a lot of influence in decision making of their husband and all. Of course, you want to foresee whatever decision you man they make. Like, of course, you be inclusive in that decision where you man they make. And obviously, don't do anything wrong with them. But at the same time, the First Lady also now a member of the Sierra Leone People's Party, and of course now a senior card-carrying member of the party, and he get right for also participate in the politics of the party. And in terms of governance, he can enjoy the privileges where a husband actually get. But at the same time, also, I'm very certain she's been regulated in such a way that he not go do anything we go hamburg the progress way a man in leadership they try for achieve. So now in that context, they are one for look we look at her.
So talking about being regulated, moving forward, the campaign did not really sit on it. Then kind of statements here don't they come out. How the Sierra Leone People's Party plan for handle the issue of hate speech where una people in the talk or the address people in the public?
Me, I don't see hate speech. I have not really experienced that yet. But at the same time, like we said, we all want a very peaceful outcome of the elections. We will not see the path of really preaching hate speech against anybody. And we will try our best for make sure say we regulate, not for talk anything somebody, we go make somebody look bad. But again, we also get to understand within a factual state, within a addressing factual issues from also lying on somebody. Now, when you lie for somebody, you want to make the person look like a figure of hate. That is where we consider for be hate. You talking something, we go make the person we know actually befit the person character and the person not do this kind of thing, but you fabricate stories for fit in that person, then now you the amount to hate speech. But if somebody says something and then you comment on waiting the person talk, I don't feel then they amount to any hate speech in the sense. However, again, I can understand what you really want for drive at. Even if somebody don't say something, you also not going to make that person they look like probably what you know mean for say. Maybe in a statement on the way side we make, on a political statement we make, look at them from the positive side. Let's say like President Bio respond to the flag bearer of the APC, Dr. Samuel Kama, we say he go take this country to 1960. How President Bio respond to that? He said, we no want to go back to 1960. We there in the 24th century, in which modern technology gets a lot of influence today in growth and in development. Maybe that's the way you probably want we for to address certain factual statements the way people and they make, other than turning it in another way, we go make the person look bad and become a subject of hate. I think we understand them from that context, and we will provide leadership in that direction for like we membership self able to understand, say, this is how you even comment on statements the way people don't make, other than making them look like a subject of hate. I think we will understand them from that context and we will work towards that.
Today come to CDI at Tunis from the All People's Congress, APC party. Coming back to you, Mr. Tunis, we ask the question to Leema. We get for do the speech of the First Lady. Let's just, before we go to another question, let's just ask you, una party na one way, many fingers on the point at say, regional balance no dey, especially the time when just come out on a convention, we want to elect national officers them for run the affairs of the party. And you na one person where the First Lady make examples say you na the only person where in things say another executive will come out from the Eastern region, and because of that, it thinks say una party no get a regional balance.
Well, first of all, I'm glad the way you asked this question, and we really need to explain this thing today, make people that understand. The APC na democracy with the practice, and the makeup of we party not end with just one layer or one structure. I therefore tell you, say, we get a new constitution, we say any position we posse one for whole now we party, you get for be elected to that position day. Right? And that constitution they give every member of the party by categories. We get right for contest for any position once you meet the requirements as per the provision of that constitution day. Now a party we spread right across this country. The makeup of people where they go vote for people, where they vie for national positions, they start as far back as constituency level. Every constituency in this country get 8 delegates. So no one constituency not get more delegates past the other. Let's understand that one day. Every constituency in this country get 8 delegates where they go to the National Delegates Conference for vote for the National Executive. That is one. So which means all of the districts then at the southeast, just as the districts at the north or northwest, they all get 8 delegates then past constituency. All of the districts then get equal delegates. So sometimes the only side where one district go past the other, now district will get more constituency, will get more delegates, but they all get equal spread of delegates. Okay? So we get people elected at this ward level, district level, constituency level, regional level, before we go to the National Delegates Conference. So when we go, people vie for positions. They were elected, right, into those offices. So not to selection, as the First Lady say, oh, they began the first list, the guy with the second list. No. Like, for example, CDI at Tunis, where he make reference to plenty now in statement, I was elected. And before me election, I go right around this campaign, this country, and campaign to delegates. So every person will contest. The person be get access to the delegates, yes. Then, first of all, the party not stop, nobody say no contest because you not belong to this region, or you not. No, that did not happen. Everybody will be qualified and give them the chance for contest. That is one. Two, everybody will qualify, then give them the chance for go right around this country and campaign to the delegates. That are two. Three, everybody will qualify and will contest. It been at the hall, it will get agents, it will get people where they watch for them during the voting. And all of the voting been there live on air, the whole country, the whole world see them. So nothing yuki not happen. So the democratic process allow everybody for contest as per the provisions of the Constitution. Two, them positions then they not select or appoint anybody. Now election, all man go through. Me we Sidoya, I a Southeasterner. The two people and we contest against me, na Northerners. But I had 1,279 votes. The one we can second get 317 votes. Waiting that one they tell you that the people and we vote for me now delegates from all across this country, north, south, east, and west.
So see
and then vote for me.
How you go describe on a new executive in terms of regional balance?
I would describe with new executive as one where the people from across this country vote for based on competence, based on how they believe say they go able to deliver for the party. Look, Khadija, them people and they will vote for that national executive, they not come up from one region. Southeasterners vote, Easterners vote, Northerners vote, people from Western area then vote. These are delegates from all across the country where go vote for people where they know say go able work and deliver for the party. And that is what is important. So this idea say we always they look at, oh, this person come up from the north, this person come up from the... No. I want to say this, and I want to say this with honesty. Even before I address the First Lady, I want to let this president know say, in as father of the nation, now in they set the tone for the democracy, the peace, and the quiet of this nation. But it's unfortunate, and it really, really worrisome, the kind of statements that we would on the hear from the people we would not elect for leadway. And I say this with all honesty. Even before, for me, I listen, I follow all of the campaign, the different statements there. One of the most worrisome statement for me, now from the one where me hear from the president, himself. The president get responsibility for ensure say we all security now this country guarantee.
So I will tell for
we all security guarantee. So for me, it worrisome for let the president say to certain people or certain set of people in a context who is more of a campaign, say this election where they come, I not go guarantee all my security. Me police they don't go there all side. Me soldier they not go there all side. So we not get right for secure on ourselves. We not get right for provide on our own security for on ourselves. Then it end off with Mende say go lua wipe the so I don't left una to una self. For me, that statement they unfortunate. And then when you take that one day, you couple them with the First Lady statement that, oh, then just go make list. CDI at Tunis self, they be forgotten at the first list, that the second list that they add them. All of that one day now for draw discord and discontent among one set of citizenry in a certain part of the country as against the
So the
other.
statement
Especially where it go further and say, we are not for even allow them, for let them they get offices now then sire because they not value now. And it go also and mention the former president. We now we get nothing for do with elections. It be just sit down there no more as former chairman and leader of the party. All that one day for me, now then thing and they don't the whole other people and for say na incitement.
So City,
Having said that, I just want to address some of the issues that we
quickly before you address the issues and the then statements and the way they don't make mention of now waiting at the APC in fear, but then statements and the way they come up at this time.
this na election period, right? When you go na the southeast, we first of all they refuse for make this election about regionalism and tribalism. I want to make that one very clear, and that make institutions then they don't make effort for let address these issues of hate speech. But when we they go after people, when we parties then they talk say we for stop hate speech, and then the one they when are the father, when are the mother of the nation, they make statements then like that we get connotation of hate for certain set of people, and it give the impression for set fire between one set of the country as against the other. I get a tendency for create chaos now this country.
See quickly, una self una young party the APC complaints don't they come out from the SLPP say certain set of musicians then they where they sing in favor of una party, where they curse the president anywhere the first lady, and we also say PPRC the first pull a warning, and also later according to PPRC it continue we make them fine on a party.
Yes, PPRC bring to their attention say somebody don't sing a song who not for play a play power program, then fine. We go PPRC, we address this issue, and we commitment say it not go happen, and it not go happen again. Maybe in fact the fine way then fine we. Then self admit the song not play during we convention, and not play in the presence of any of we the leadership, and not to any of we go put the song for player, or any of we team up and sing the song or insult the president. When we don't done with convention, we they go group left behind and play the song. We address them with the PPRC, and we still now make us start me intervention I have with a commitment. But the risk here is them people also where they before we now then they set the tone. If CDI at Tunis go team up and say anything and make capacity as national publicity secretary, you get plenty people where go say Lord Dwan one CD don't talk her. It is the same. Again, it trickle down. It is the same with, when the first lady go team up and make statements. It not gonna be the same as where one musician go just go sing. No, the weight not be the same. And this is what we are saying. PPRC and ONS, I go tell you with all seriousness, if na APC person, they make that kind of statement, you for don't see press release by now. If you don't see civil societies, they holler all over.
So
all kind of press release they come up by now. I am not saying they are biased. What I'm saying is what I always done they say. I talked earlier about sincerity. When we leaders, they talk about them issues, they also we for be sincere with the public. If you wrong for one, if you wrong for the other. Leema they talk now, I just not say people they make statements. You see. I try for even cite me, say me Kaya talk about level 3. Me na one person we very, very thorough while they na radio or TV. Anything where they state, I know the implications, I know the law. Now why they make me statements, I they make them I come out, I work free and not get fear. You take advantage by me, like how I do, now you own business that one day. Right. But I've been very clear in my statement that, they go now the third layer. And when I would don't reach so far, where the people of this country go get the right for make their own choice by choosing the leader where they want through the ballot box. I was very clear, and I don't get one regret for make that statement today.
Okay.
And last say this, you Leema, you sit down at this very radio, 2018, you hold the constitution of Sierra Leone, you even call the military for intervene. Nobody not touch you. Nobody not even bother you. Because for us, we believe, say, democracy is democracy.
All right.
Even though that was treasonous, but nobody not touch you.
They come now to Lahai Lawrence Leema. We don't talk about the issues then we get for do with hate speech and give various examples of how on a party them, the APC and the SLPP, don't they involve in some of them things there. So based on the warning where PPRC don't give both parties going forward as we fastly they approach elections from the SLPP side, wetin una go do for ensure say una talk to una supporter them for let them desist from hate speech?
Okay. Before I come for going forward, let's just address some few issues that now we see the race. One, we got for talk about where the president say inaugural guarantee say insecurity then go the all side or the police go the all side. Then in a factual statement, try for say for let anybody take security or the laws into your hands. We all know, we don't talk on times without number, how much porous borders they will get where we will not go for deploy all security personnel there. So what thing we don't do, we got to call effective community policing. We you get for make sure say you give the people them the awareness for able for raise an alarm on any wrongdoings where they happen in the community. So if I also bring this into context of the Mende world where probably the president say we may not see but na city don't see according to what in CDC. He say the president say go will but in context waiting cities except able for know if you grow up in the Mende community. And also there are times where threats they now with communities and waiting they happen. The chiefs then can get responsibility for tell them.
Please translate what you talk.
Yeah, go I don't left una. Now on your own hand. Right? So now I try for talk about now. I don't left una on your own hand based on what I don't tell una. Say if I have to go by what he said because me no listener. Say you know we deploy military or police across everywhere, and we all know the challenge of the constraints we'll get. So on that note, even at community level, you go don't grow up in a community. When issues of threats they come, what's in they happen? The community people can always talk say, if we see any stranger happening, any stranger we see, report on to the chief, so that then go before no wouldn't this stranger what he can do. At the same time, if the president also don't go outline message of this nature, like Kailahun, a border community, and you go for create that level of awareness in the minds of the people. And at the same time, I'm very certain the president would don't outline an achievements to the people of Kailahun district, and now tell them say, I left una now in the hands of una own thinking, una own independent initiative. If already I don't achieve for una, a what pay me back, una go pay me back. So I don't want for make we misconstrue that for mean say, but because no president all the way they go take would say, I'm going to serve and defend this country. We go tell you say, go segregate as to whether I go defend, whether I not go defend. Even the security institutions themselves, they are charged by constitutional and legal mandate for make sure say every Sierra Leonean in security is guaranteed. So also on the issue of whether me take constitution and raise them up, of course we'll be there in this country at a time where first we get a challenge on the time for elections, where of course there was the desire of the APC for extend the mandate in office. That was challenged by civil society, political parties, to the extent we see say them we want to use the means of the court also for extend that, and the court self not before able for legitimize that. And so if that happened, a constitutional crisis now before don't occur in this country. And that was a clear mandate where there is a provision in the constitution where give the military the instances for make them look at those parameters. And I knew that was where they were moving towards for deprive the SLPP in victory them we don't see. And that was what I be one for point at. They hot the television because they knew where I was going. So, and I continue for say that because anytime when they raise I go make the public aware of what they were doing. So now in terms of how we go minimize or how we go try for be effective in terms of minimizing hate speech in political campaigns. It always they exclude mimicking for make the other candidates look one kind of way. But I understand say they do them in a way where it will make the person look bad or it become hatred where facts not there around them. And that is more the reason why we go back na Cambia and go get we neck meeting and draw up with campaign messages and that make we campaign team, and at the same time we get for do what we call messaging. And in we messaging we will make sure say it cut across. And we in a party of discipline, we get we own rules and regulations as well as we own disciplinary codes them where we party membership they live by. But given the fact, say, political party in an institution, we get all set of people them, we provide the right frame of leadership, we go inspire the general membership for follow, we go engender a very peaceful and a successful elections as we actually the firstly draw into the elections itself.
Over to you now, Sidia Tunis, still on the issue of how on our party they plan for ensure on activities them and events them not in a commodity we go surmount to hate speech or ambog the country in peace. One thing I go cite out and the allegations that again we been commodity when they come on say the tearing of banners them because we see the different political parties them, especially the APC and the SLPP don't begin mounting on banners them in different areas them. An allegation being come on say when they come on some of the banners of the Sierra Leone People's Party President Bio in banners then been tear them apart way on be the cam. How on a party plan for work on them kind of issues and the especially where we can go into the campaigns we go begin in May.
In the first place, Mabel, we not see say it make any sense for let anybody tear somebody in banner, because whether you put 2,000 banners in a street, not to that they get for make you president. Now the issues and how the people they feel waiting they go on at the country now based on that and go vote. But to what you talk about before we left McKinney, we get information say people and they don't plant within we for the tear the president in banners then for give we bad name. What do? We quickly as publicity as secretariat go na air and make announcement and alert we membership for look for anybody where then catch the tear President Bio in banner, let them arrest them and I hand them over to the police, because we know they condone that. We are not part of it, and we'll not go support anybody for do that. President Bio in banners and they everywhere in this country. Just few days ago, somebody in a broad daylight then go mount plenty in a McKinney. Nobody not touch them. Nobody not hamburg them. And I hope say when we go mount with banners than Kailahun, Kenema and other places, they not go attack we. Because just for let we run mate enter into Kwendu, we see the hurdles where you go through. The district chairman of SLPP now insist go block am with him vehicle. Whereas then get access every and the issues. In 2007, for example, when elections been there, President Anes Bai Krumah, then we be the run as candidate Anes Bai Krumah was attacked in Shegbema. Where they come back, he was attacked in Kenema, then stoned and then wounded. But what happened? Where he become president, he not go after anybody. In fact, it make road good to enter inside. More we get for 2023, we will come back na power for ensure say we keep this country at peace. We bring every Sierra Leonean on board. It is very, very necessary that we unite this country. This country deeply divided right now. We need for unite this country, and we need for get Sierra Leone back on the trajectory of growth and development where we don't begin for enjoy it. 4 years, Mabel, especially when it come out from the president and the first lady. And that is why I'm saying it is one thing for let one musician go sing where we don't get control over. But it is completely different when Lawrence Leema go talk or CDI Tunis go talk. Even more different when President Bio of Fatima Bio or Samura Kamara go talk. This issue of tribalism, come on. Samura Kamara in wife na mende. They don't dey together for 40 years, e not divorce am, e love am, they don't born pikin them. In pikin dem get mende blood dey run na dem vein. Interrelated as a country, let we make this election about issues, not tribe.
So as we dey about to wrap up the program, before you left people with all wetin we don't discuss at the program this morning, the issues where both parties don't raise concern on a political parties una get on a regulatory body we like na the referee pan this game. We go into the elections gradually. Waiting at your message from the All People's Congress to the PPRC at this stage.
With all due respect, PPRC don't they make effort. I get forgive them the kudos we then deserve. And Leema and I go attest to that. They don't they make a lot of effort through UNDP for ensure say political party then they get cross-party dialogues. And their efforts then they still they go on. And that make us say sincerity is key. But then also as PPRC get for ensure say then see them just as any other institution, not to just PPRC, even the ONS. Let we see the institutions then they for be sincere in how then they carry out their mandates. PPRC don't they do a lot for bring we together for ensure say we sanitize with elections, and we are happy that. And as a political party, we committed to that. We want to get a sanitized election process that will be inclusive. We they assure PPRC, we they assure ONS, we they assure the people of this country that we go remain committed to a peaceful, free, fair, credible, and transparent elections. And that make we as a political party, they also continue to call with development partners them that the good work they don't do for ensure say they finance them with democratic institutions, for ensure say them bring observers for make sure we get credible, free, fair election where the people of this country go trust, because all land they go make we remain as a peaceful nation. We they encourage them for make them continue for do that. Let nobody not give them bad name, and let nobody not discourage them for make them do otherwise.
All right, thank you very much, Syria Tunis.